Hello everybody, back again with another review video, and today's review is over the DC Direct Deathstroke. So as you can see, a little bit different of a packaging compared to the DC Multiverse, but let's get into it. This is indeed the Platinum Edition. I do have the regular version, but honestly, I don't know, but the lines and just the little lighter of a blue make this figure 10 times better than the regular version. And I luckily won this from a EQL drawing, so I'm glad to actually add it. Anyways, get into the actual packaging. As you see, there is the Platinum Edition sticker. Up here at the top, you can see comic book 12 plus. And under that, you get a clear side view of the actual figure. Then moving on to the back, you're going to see the front of the actual comic that's included. And then here, another side view of the actual figure. And furthermore, getting down to the bottom, there is the barcode for those who may be searching in store. Anyways, let's get into the actual figure. Starting off, the first thing you're going to get is a typical DC Multiverse display stand. So there you go. And like I mentioned time and time again, since this is a Platinum Edition, I wish maybe they would change this to a different color, or since this is also a Page Punchers figure, change it up in some way so therefore it's actually special to the Page Punchers line. The next thing that's included is the card. So you can see here, just the same card that's from the regular version, but definitely a really gruesome art, but also very cool art, and makes sense because it's obviously Deathstroke. Then moving on to the back, you're going to get a little read up of the actual character. So pause the video if you feel like doing so. And something I gotta say though is, compared to some of the Page Punchers figures I've gotten in the past, it seems to be a little thicker of a material, which I like. Some of the others seem super cheap, although I definitely wish it gets to the actual card material that they use for the DC Multiverse line. And then next thing that's included, which was kind of highlighted by going over the box, is the comic. So here is the comic, as you can see. So pretty much there you go, and then the back is literally just all black with the blue DC logo. Now getting into the more interesting stuff. Same accessories that are pretty much included with the regular version, but I'll do them anyways. If you have not seen a regular version review, there you go. So you got some nice detail there around the grip area, and it is kind of a, I'd say, dark gray color, and then obviously this is silver, but there you go. And then the next one is going to be this. So just all silver, and honestly, because of it being in the packaging, it is going to be a little bent or a little misshapen. So you're probably going to need to use some hot water in order to really straighten it on up. But there you go. Got the grip detail once again, so you can see there. Other than that, that's pretty much all the detail going on with that. And then you're going to get a sword. And then you're going to get the same kind of grip texture as some of the others. Same dark gray color going on around. And then just a regular silver color all the way throughout as well. There you go. And then you're going to get an actual extra head, which pretty much, I'll probably put this one on the figure here soon, because I prefer it over the actual human head, because obviously it looks a lot cooler that way. But anyways, getting into the actual head here, so you can see you're gonna get the nice eye details going on, the nice lines going throughout with the orange color. For the most part, I would say they're painted on decently well, although there's some areas where it's not exactly lining up the best, nor is it the cleanest look. So therefore there's some areas where it's kind of like some blue going through, so therefore it is definitely not the cleanest. But I would say for the eye detail right there, it is definitely pretty clean. Now on the back, you're gonna get one side that's orange and one side that's actually the blue color. Then here is the head that's already on him. So definitely a really great detailed head sculpt going on. Really like how it looks. Had to zoom in there because it doesn't seem like it's focusing the best, but definitely a very nice head sculpt. And mine, pretty sure that's a mistake. There's a little kind of like scar, it looks like, right there, but adds some really, I guess, unique look to mine just because it looks like a scar, even though it's not. So I guess kind of like the battle damage, or, obviously showing that he was worn and beat down. But definitely like the gray going on, kind of like the coloring mixture of some dark brown, it looks like, and then some silver or white paint in order to get the flow of the hair. I definitely think that looks pretty cool and makes him look older. And he has a very menacing look as well. And then you got the eye patch painted on pretty well. And there's definitely some white added to the actual skin tone that makes it look a little more human-like, but also worn down. So that may vary between if someone likes it or not. Now I'll probably get into articulation here. So let me just replace the head, because I said. So I'm glad I actually decided to replace the head, because I almost moved into articulation besides actually looking over all the details of the figure. So let's get into that now. So looking onto the details, like I said, pretty much the only difference between this and the regular version is the blue color. Also the lines going throughout that are the orange lines, but definitely makes this figure 10 times better than the regular version just because of those simple changes, which I actually like a whole bunch. Anyways, you got the orange kind of outline there on the actual boot. And then you have the lines going up once again on the actual leg there, falling up into the thigh area where you have kind of these leg straps. There you go. And then you have a little holder right down here, or knife holder, because it's actually for the knife. So therefore you can put it inside there. And the knife does fit. I have seen it because of the regular version. Then you got more lines as well, the texturing going on up here. And on the back, there you go. Orange belt right there. And then it goes around, orange belt once again, and then it's separated by the blue. And then you have the lines falling up there, up to the actual torso area. So very nice. And then you got the texturing going on there in the dead center. More texturing here off to the side. And once again, this is almost the same figure as the orange and black version, which then became the regular version of this, which was the blue and orange. And then now it's a lighter blue and orange with the lines. So definitely my favorite look on Deathstroke, I would have to say. And then going on to the gloves, just going to get that mixture of blue fingertips with the orange hand area. And then furthermore, the gloves going to go up here around the wrist, the white right there. And then up into the actual head, which we went over already. Onto the back, you're going to get the long sword holder. Definitely not the sturdiest holder in the world, so there is that. Now let's get into the articulation, which I almost skipped everything else for. So there you go. Let's start off side to side. So you can see great movement, and it is decently tight, tighter than normal. And I would have to say it was a bit of a struggle to change the heads because of the ball joint actually moving every single time I tried clipping it into the actual ball slot. So there was that. Anyway, side to side, pretty good. It is tight though. Then going down, be able to get it down that much. Looking up, pretty much all the way up, a great amount. So pretty much perfect there. And then you can do 360, no issue as well. Then up to the side, the other side, down to the side at a tilt, down to the other side at a tilt. So there you go, up, down, and around, no issue. Now get into the T-pose. Here we go. Okay, something seems like it's getting in the way, so that's just great. Don't know what's getting in the way. Okay. So, right off the bat already, I don't know what's going on here. Doesn't seem like the arms want to move up. So, I don't know if that's on my copy, if that's because I need to use hot water. That is frustrating to see. I don't remember the regular version doing this, so I think it may just be my copy. Doesn't really seem like it wants to move, and if I were to move it, seems like it might snap. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. So that's definitely an F on the T-pose, because it can't redo it. Then full movement around, it can. So that's at least good. Okay, actually, Now I'm getting to the T-pose, but definitely a bit of a struggle and definitely pretty tight. Definitely doesn't feel the most comfortable. So I'd probably have to say a C when it comes to the T-pose. Probably the first time in a long time is not the perfect, or perfect should I say. And then you get the bicep cut, full movement there. And then when it comes to the actual elbow, everything seems tight on this figure. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be a bit of a struggle. At least you can see here on camera already. There you go when it comes to the elbow, pretty much all the way. And then coming to the actual wrist, let's get into it. So there you go, full 360. And then pretty thick wrist joints. So there you go. It's about as high as it can go up. And this is about as much as it can go down. So not a whole bunch. And then when it comes to the upper torso, side to side, no issue there. And then swivel, no issue. Ab crunch, it's about as much as you're going to get. And then going back, quite a lot, as you can see. And there may be some exposure there, which I'm not the biggest fan of either. And then you're going to get side to side too in the waist. And then more swiveling going on there. So that's at least good. And then when it comes to the splits, there you go. Pretty much all the way. And then when it comes to the actual knee, there you go. Furthermore, getting into the actual ankle, side to side, no issue there. Goes down this much, and then it goes up this much. And then you will get some tilt action, side to side. There it is. And then there is even more. And then up to the side, down and around, even more. Last but not least, toe articulation there. Let's see. There you go. Little tight once again. I don't know what it is. So this may be a figure to watch out for in terms of potentially breaking or using the hot water technique. Anyways, let me get into my final thoughts on this figure. So getting into my final thoughts on this figure, definitely have to say, as I mentioned, I like it 10 times better than the regular version because of the simple color change with the blue, but most importantly, the outlining of the actual details by using the orange to highlight those lines. It definitely carries the figure to a new level and never has been before compared to the previous iterations, since they're pretty much all the same. And so I definitely like this one the most when it comes to that. But the area that I do not like this figure by any means whatsoever compared to others is, for some reason, the articulation is complete crap. At least on my copy. It may not be the same for everyone else, but I'm just going to go off of what I witnessed, what I've seen with my copy, is that it is absolute crap. And that's mainly the T-pose. It's super tight when it comes to that. And then everywhere, it just seems so tight to the point where you're afraid that something might snap, something might break, and you may have to use the hot water technique a whole bunch right off the bat in order to unlock the full potential. So that's the area that I just feel like this figure lacks severely compared to the others. No idea where that went wrong from the regular version to this version, because the regular version, the articulation was literally perfect, and then this one is complete opposite. So it's almost like a plus for a negative, at least for my copy. Now when it comes to the accessories, I do like all the accessories that are included. They're great choices, lots of variety to use, to interchange. And so that's an area where I definitely like the most. Now, something that probably could have also been included that the regular version as well does not have, since they're pretty much the same besides the paint color and paint scheme, is extra hands. I feel like extra hands probably could have been like a fist hand included. Definitely could have been a nice inclusion, even if it was for one simple hand. And then when it comes to the extra head sculpt, that head sculpt is phenomenal. Usually I don't like the human heads the most, even though there may be no flaws, but this one I definitely like the most out of pretty much every other figure when it comes to a human face sculpt, just because I feel like there's a lot of detail going on with the hair, there's a lot of detail with the actual face, and mine kind of has like that scar look, even though I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be there. That's a little extra taste on mine. So overall, Definitely have to say I like that extra head inclusion and really carries the character. And then when I come to my final score out of 10, I gotta say articulation definitely takes away a lot from this figure if I were to rate it. So therefore I'm probably gonna have to go with a 8.1 out of 10. And if I were to rate this one compared to the regular probably would be a better score if I'm being honest, just because of the articulation issue with my copy, and potentially all the other copies haven't really seen how it is for other people. Anyways, that's going to wrap up today's review. If you did enjoy this review, please like, comment, subscribe down below for more future content. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.